this code, right? Here we are having the different tools we are going to be using. Here we have like your GitHub. Earlier we are having the SVN, but now we are using the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Mercurial, Perforce, TFS, like many are there, but majorly we are using the GitHub and the Bitbucket. After this, the development process will be like here we have the build team is there. So all your projects raw source code will be available in this repository. We can call this one as your code repository. Every project we are having the repository, code repository. For every project, one repository. For every project we are having the one repository is there. Even the multiple teams, distributed teams are working on that project. We are having the repository, same repository will be there. We can create the number of branches in that one, and accordingly those team who are working on that particular module, they can able to be commit that code into those branches, right? So here the build team people earlier, I'm talking about here before this Jenkins, the CI/CD have been implemented, how the build process is there. First we'll be discussing that with the implementation of this automation, how we have speed up the process, that will be discussed. So the build team people earlier we are having, the build team people, what they will do, they are manually pulling this code, manually pull this code into the build server. Okay, manually they are going to be build this server here. That means pulling that code from the source code management. That take an example from the GitHub repository. It is taking that into the build environment, and here what we will do is they are going to be compiling the code. Everything is manual, guys. Here compiling that code, integrate with existing code, and after that build your application. Okay, build your application and generating the executable files. Yeah, executable files, single deployable files here is .exe, .msi files. Like this one, they'll be generating the executable files. With this one, what happened here is they are, once they build this one, they are going to be, after build this one, they are going to be deploying this application into your testing server. Of course, we are having the different environments are there. Working environments in the real time. Can anyone mention that what are the real time working environments are there?
Dev environment.
Dev, product, prod.
Pre-prod.
Pre-prod, very good.
Test.
Right.
Test environment.
Correct. Okay. Now I'll go step by step. First, we have the development environment, right? Next one, we are having the build environment here. After that, we are having the testing environment. In this testing environment, again, we are having the different environments are there. In this one, the functional testing. Yes, regression testing. Smoke testing. Next, SIT, system integration testing. UAT testing will come. Yeah.
Unit testing.
UAT testing will become, right? UAT, user acceptance testing. And here we have next we are having after UAT, load balancing. Load balancing environment will be there. Next, we are having the staging or pre-production. Before staging and pre-production. Next, release to that production or live environment, live server, then maintenance. So these are your standard environments, guys. So here, when we are having these standard environments, depends on your organization. Some of the new services, that means new environments, may be involved. Because when I'm working for the Geo project, the Reliance where we are having the 15 environments are there. So whenever we are making any kind of a changes in this one, we need to be deployed into all these 15 environments, and we need to be work on this one. So it depends. The current project which we are working, we are having the 12 environments are there. So in this one, depends on your organization as well as the kind of the project which you are working. Especially when we are working with the banking domain or the financial domain, we are having the more testing environments because we'll be test your application vigorously there, ensuring that services are working as per the market competency, as per the client requirements. Is it achievable or not? These things they are going to be tested in the different scenarios. Then they are going to be confirming the test. Okay, so here these environments are there, and one more thing is most of the people will be get confused here, the domain of the project. So usually when we are asking and when they came for the interview, we'll be asking what is the domain which you have worked for, what is your domain of your previous project. So which they are going to be giving an answers like, sir, we have worked on Java, we have worked on PHP, we have worked on Python, we have worked on React.js, like that. Those are the platforms here. The domain of your projects are here. We are having the domains are, we are having banking domain.
Domain.
Yes.
Healthcare domain.
Banking domain, telecom, correct.
Finance.
Finance domain, correct. E-commerce, correct.
Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Farm.
Insurance, correct. So these are some of the major domains which we are working on. E-commerce, web domains also we can call it as. But out of all these things, the highest priority will be giving for the banking and the telecom domains. Insurance, the least importance will be giving for the healthcare. That means I'm prioritized, I'm talking about healthcare domain projects, which we are giving the least importance. There are multiple reasons behind that one. But majorly will be involving like your e-commerce, telecom, and financial domain e-commerce, as well as insurance domains will having the high priority. Especially for the banking, you're having the good demand in the market. If you have worked on the banking domain project or the financial domain project, telecom, your resume, there is a lot of chances are there that your resume will be shortlisted. Okay, coming back to this one here, we have developed this one, compiling that code, integrate with your existing code, build your application, generating the executable file. After that, we are deploying into the testing server. So this process is completely manual here, guys. What happened here is when we are developing this, everything is manual in this one. This is manual. Think about here, guys, before getting the automation in your project development, we are having the infrequently the developers who commit this code into the source code management. Infrequently, they commit this code. Infrequently, they commit this code. That is, earlier what happened here is the developers, we are assigning the task for them and they'll be working on those tasks. Once they're completing their task, then they are going to be commit this code. That means unit testing will be done here, guys. Unit testing will be done by developers. Once they completing their work, and if he satisfies this, whatever as per the requirement given by the client, is it working as per that or not? That he will be tested, and after that he'll be commit that code into the source code management. This is what happened. Fine. Now after this, when he commit, that means the suppose now the 10 developers are there. 10 developers who are working on this project. 10 developers infrequently. Suppose now few 5 developers who commit that code today. Another 10 developers who commit that code after 5-6 days. Like that one, infrequently they commit that code into the source code management earlier. So what happened here is the build team people, they need to be wait, and after they completing that commit that code into the source code management, then their build team people, they have to be pulling that code. Manually, they need to be compiling that code, integrate with your existing code and build that application. You think about it. In a project, we are having the once your project has been accumulated, that means after the project has been started, after one couple of months, your number of files in your project will be more than 300 400 files are there. Everything when you are integrating that, compiling your code, integrate with your existing code, ensuring your application, single deployable file to be get generated. That means we used to be calling that one as artifacts. The working terminology, we used to be calling that one as an artifacts. So these artifacts, which we are going to be developing this one, that means .exe, .msi. For example, suppose now you would like to be installing the Google Chrome browser in your system, sorry, in your laptop. What you'll do, guys? Simply, you people are going to be downloading that application, correct or not? You are going to be downloading Chrome download. You click on this. What happened? It is downloading this .exe file. This is an executable file, right? So here 8.3 MB only. Chrome is an application which is consisting of many services, correct? These are all the services. It's like an application only. But here we can able to be downloading the total Chrome. You can use in your browser. You can use in your laptop or desktop 8.3 MB only. It doesn't mean that in 8.3 MB, the complete source code will be given. They'll be generating the compiling your code, integrate with your existing code and build your application in the form of a single deployable file called as .exe or .msi file. Once you install that exe file, you can start using that application, correct or not? So similarly, in the real time also, if suppose now the development environment, we are having the complete source code, right? But in the testing environment, we are not going to be placed, the developer is not going to be placed code into the testing environment, correct? We are going to be deploying the testing environment. That means single deployable file, artifacts we are deploying. In that artifact, we are going to be accessing from the testing server. It's not like that when you are deploying the complete code in all the environments. It takes time consuming process. It won't work like that, right? So that is why here also we are developing this single deployable file we are developing. And once this exe file has been generated, we deployed into the testing server. So earlier, before automation have been introduced here, the testing server also we are having manual test cases. They'll be following, right? They'll be writing the manual test cases. They'll be writing the manual test cases. Once application have been getting deployed into your testing server, here they're going to be executing these test cases. And after that, if they got any bugs in that one, they'll be generating the test results, or you can call it as a bug report. Okay, they'll be generating this bug report and sending it back to your development team. So for this one, it is taking minimum 5 to 7 days of time. It is taking earlier. 7 days of time, it is taking earlier. So what these developers will do during this 5 to 7 days of earlier, what they will do? It's not possible for them that they're sitting idle at private organizations, right? Everyone will be monitors you. Your team lead will monitors, your project manager will monitors, your HR, resource managers, everyone will be monitors you. That is why your team lead will be assigning the task earlier. That means for the next 10-15 days. For the next 15 days, your team lead will be assigning the task for you. That means here, suppose now for the next 15 days, I'm assigning the task for you, 1, 2, 3. Suppose now the developer who is working on the task here, and then he'll be start working on this task 2. When he got the bug report, if it is consisting of the task 1 relevant issue is there, then what the developer will do is stop working on the task 2, open the task 1 relevant code, open that code and making some changes in the code, resolving that bugs. And again, the same process, developer who commits that code, the same process is repeats. Now think about it here, guys. When we are committing this code here, when we are committing this code, the same process to resolving one bug, it is on an average, it is taking 7 to 10 days of time. If you are having the multiple bugs are there, if you are having the multiple bugs are there, it is taking more number of days. That is the main issue earlier because everything is manual. Right from your developer commits that code, developer who pulls this code, build your application and deployed into the testing server, test cases, manual test cases were executed by the testing team and generating the bug report, sending it to the developer. Everything is manual here. That is why it is taking a lot of time. Suppose now if I'm asking you to be cover a distance of 5 kilometers distance by walk or running anything. So it is taking for you minimum 30 to 45 minutes it will be taking for you, right? If I'm asking you to be go manual, by walk or by running. But if I'm giving you a bike and asking you to be cover the 5 kilometers distance, you can cover that one within 5 minutes. The same work earlier it is taking 45 minutes. Now with the automation, it is taking only 5 minutes. So the same thing which is implementing here also. Everything is manual. Earlier we are developing this application manually. We develop this application, but now we develop that application by implementing the automation into it. That is where we are using these tools like the Agile Scrum methodology and the DevOps methodology as well. Clear? Now see the same process now here. What we will do is we are taking this process. This one, this build team have been replaced by the CI/CD. Clear? The same process here is there, but the build team is replaced with the CI/CD process where we are implementing the Jenkins server here, guys. Now here that will be replaced here with Jenkins server. CI/CD server, continuous integration and continuous delivery. Now here, configure the Jenkins jobs. Okay, with the help of the build tools like your Maven, MS Build, Gradle. These tools we are using, these are your build tools, guys. Okay, these are your build tools. It is compiles your code and integrate with your existing code and build your application and generate the artifacts. And here this one we used to be calling artifacts are jar files, war files, and the EAR files. Executable files. Earlier we are having the .exe, .msi files. Now we are having jar, war, and EAR files. Java archives, web archives, war files means web archives. EAR files means enterprise archive files. Right. Now once get developed, now here configuring the job in this is there is no manual intervention here. How? Because when we are configuring the Jenkins job in such a way that Jenkins will be automatically getting connected to the GitHub repository. Okay. This is called your continuous integration. We call this one as CI. continuous integration. Continuous integration, here I have given the 3 R's. See, what is mean by 3 R's is this Jenkins automatically, that means which is going to be every 3 hours, Jenkins is going to be getting connected to the GitHub repository. And within these 3 hours, if any of the developers who commits any new code, here, commits any new code, this continuous integration, that means Jenkins is every 3 hours, Jenkins will be getting connected to the source code management. If this developer who commits this code, that will be automatically pulling that code here, guys. Pull the code, pull the latest code, into the Jenkins server. Now see here, guys, that means this 3 hours is not a standard time again. It is differ from organization to the organization. In our organization, I have instructed my DevOps team people that every 3 hours you have to be configuring the job. For every 3 hours, it has to be get connected to the code repository. But 3 hours is not the same for any other organization. Suppose now you have been joined in IBM, it might be 3.5 hours. If you join in any other organization like your Accenture, it might be 4 or 4.5 hours. Then you might be having the question running in your mind, sir, how do we know, sir, then how it is we can able to be configuring this 3 hours? See, any organization, when you have been joined, the day one itself, they are not allocating any work to you. Correct or not? The day one, once you have joined the, once you are stepping into the office, they're not going to be putting the laptop in front of you and asking you to be start working. Not possible. Any process-oriented organization, what they will do is first, once you have joined in an organization, the day one, they will be allocating, they're providing you the repository link. That means the project relevant repository and the company policies, the infrastructure, what kind of an infrastructure people are being used, organization have been using. These are all the things you have to be go through that documentation. Of course, day one, they'll be by the, at least in the next couple of, they'll allocating the laptop to you. And one of the DevOps team member or that project team member who is coming and giving you the training in the sense he'll be giving, suppose now your office starts at 10 o'clock. He'll be taking 11 to 12, 1 hour or 1.5 hour, taking the class, giving you the training about the, what kind of an infrastructure they have, what kind of a project, which domain it is working. Okay, so what kind of a platforms it is. So these are all the things he will be giving you the information about the process, what they are following. And after that, remaining the day, you have to be go through that go through that the documentation, understand the process, understand the infrastructure. What kind of an infrastructure they are maintaining? Is it a physical infrastructure they have, or they have the cloud infrastructure? If they are maintaining the cloud infrastructure, is it an AWS or Azure or GCP or Salesforce or something else, DigitalOcean? So these are all the things. First, you need to be understand that. Once you understand that process, once you understand about your project, then only you can able to be perform efficiently. Am I right or not? Without knowing anything, if I'm giving you the task, how you people are going to be work on it? Not possible. So this is the problem we have. So that is why first you people are going through the induction training program for the next 7 to 10 days of time. During the 7 to 10 days of time, you people come to know that what is it, 3 hours or 3.5 hours? You people can understand that. And what kind of an infrastructure? And what is the process we are following? Suppose while going through the project documentation, you might be getting the queries in that one. When you're getting some queries in that one, what you'll do? You have to be take the time. That means you need to be, if you're having any queries are there, you have to be take the time from the, that means you're requesting to your team members, say that, sir, I have few queries on the documentation. So will you give me 10-15 minutes of your time? If he says that, okay, fine, you can come down so and so time, So you just go and without disturbing his work, you can clarify the queries from that project team members. That is how you are going to be follow the process. Clear? So once you've done that one, then you will be on board of the project. Once you understand of this process, the infrastructure, the cloud infrastructure, everything, once you understand everything, you will be on board of the project. Now here, observe carefully. Once we develop this one here, okay, this artifact, once it is get developed here, we are going to be deployed into the testing server. So here also now we are having the automation test cases now. They are using the Selenium. The QA team people are writing the test cases using the Selenium, JUnit, and generating the reports using the test engine. They'll be generating it once it is deployed. This is your CD, continuous delivery. Okay, continuous delivery. So what happened once you deploy this jar, var, and AR file into the testing server? Okay, for example, we are working on banking domain. We are developing this application. Okay, once we deploy this application into the testing server here, once we deploy this application into the testing server, this one, they are ready with the test cases, executing the test cases here. Once the test cases have been get executed, here they'll be generating the bug report. If they have any bugs in that one, they'll be generating the bug report or test results here. And after that, they are going to be sending it back to your developers. Now observe here. They'll be generating the bug report and sending that bug report to the developer on the same day. That means if the developer commits this code in the morning around 11:30 a.m., when he commits this code into your GitHub repository, the Jenkins automatically pulling this code and configuring these jobs and executing this one and build your application using this Maven tools, compile and integrate with your existing code, build your application, generating the artifacts, deployed into your testing server. And the testing team people ready with the test cases, executing the test cases, generating this bug report and sending it to the developer before 2 p.m. on the same day. So work becomes faster or not? Earlier it is taking 5 to 7 days of time. So here, what happened here is they have been reduced this 5 to 7 days of time. Earlier we are having 5 to 7 days of time. Now it has been reduced to 2 to 3 hours. You can see that one multiple times in a day, your application is being testing. Maximum number of bugs will be get it resolved. So you can able to be deliver the quality software to your client, correct? So this is what happening in this use. That is bringing the automation in your application development here. The CI/CD process here. So here, if you can observe the continuous integration process implementation here, the developers who commits this code into the GitHub repository. This is where we are going to be following the Jenkins here, continuous integration server. It is going to be compiling your code, run your unit test cases, run the integration test cases, build the packages. This process, everything will be done. And here we are going to be configuring the job so that it is triggered and getting the code from your GitHub repository. And after that, it is generating the artifacts and deploying the application into the infra environments, infra servers. Here, if there are continuous integration servers which are available in the market, the Jenkins, Bamboo, TeamCity, Argo CD, and IBM Urban Code, and Circle CI, like many are there. But mostly we are using the Jenkins server. Suppose now IBM, if you are going for an IBM for an interview, you're going for an IBM for the interview, they will be asking the questions on the Jenkins. They'll be asking the questions on the Jenkins, not on the IBM Urban Code. Why? Because IBM Urban Code to purchase the license is quite expensive. It's not open source. They'll be asking the questions on the Jenkins. If you know the Jenkins, you can easily expertise in the other tools like the Bamboo or TeamCity or Argo CD and other the CI/CD servers are there. Within 1 week, you can able to be expertise in it. That is why they'll be asking the questions on the Jenkins. Jenkins is a platform independent here, guys. Java is a platform independent. Jenkins is built on Java. Jenkins can be installed in any platform, any operating system. It can install on the Windows operating system. It can install on your Unix, Linux, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Mac, any kind of an operating system. It can comfortably works. So that is one of the major reason why most of the organizations have been adopted this Jenkins in their project development. Most of the applications we are using the Jenkins only, guys. Most of the organizations. Now here, if we can see this one. So Jenkins offers a simple way to be set up your continuous integration, continuous delivery environment for almost any combination of the languages on the source code repositories using the pipelines here, as well as automating other routine development tasks. Any routine, that means daily we are using this repetitive things we are doing. That means pulling that code, integrate with your code, compiling your code, integrate with your existing code. So any repetitive tasks which we are performing, we need to be make that process to be automated. The DevOps engineer is not the person what you think like simply writing the CI/CD pipelines and configuring the jobs. His work is done. No, he has to be closely working with your development team, closely work with your QA team, closely work with your operations team as well. Wherever they are performing any manual task, any repetitive task, if they do it manually, he has to be give the solution to them. Providing the solution to that to make that process to be speed up that process by implementing the tools in that one. If you can say that one, so why you are doing this manually? Why don't we have we are having the DevOps tools are there? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Your voice is not audible. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi, your voice is not available. And we lost your voice.
Hello, voice is not audible.
Yeah. Now I'm audible.
Yes. Hello. I think again you must engage.
Right. Next. Now here, the Jenkins is we are using this one here, continuous integration, continuous delivery environment for almost any combination of the languages. We are developing an application on any languages. So this Jenkins will be supporting here this. So Jenkins is consisting of the number of plugins are there, more than 15,000 plugins are there, where it is useful for all the requirements which you needed for your project when you needed this one. So here, when we are building your software projects and test them continuously, we can able to be test, which is allows your developers to give the enough time to be resolving the bugs as well. So also allows you to be consistently delivering your software since it is integrated with so many testing and the deployment technologies we are using here, this, which is also enable your organizations to be speed up your software development process with automation. Now here, this Jenkins has been developed in the year 2004 at Sun Microsystems. While they are working with this Hudson project, so a few developers, that couple of developers who make that process, that means the build process, earlier they used to do that one manually. So they want to make, they brings that automation. Why don't we bring this, the repetitive task which we are performing? Why can't we make this to be automated? So they brings that, they develop one tool and they have given the name to that one as a Hudson server because they're developing, they're working on the Hudson project. So they have given that name as a Hudson server. But later, when Oracle Corporation have been purchased, take over the Sun Microsystems, they have renaming that Hudson server as Jenkins server. Okay. And the official website of your Jenkins site is jenkins-ci.org or jenkins.io. This is your official website. Now, the other types of CI/CD servers which are available are Jenkins, TeamCity, GoCD, Bamboo, Circle CI, as well as BuildBot and IBM Urban Code. So other also there, Argo CD and all this thing, but majorly we are using Jenkins case. Okay. Now here,
So one small doubt.
yes, tell me.
So this Jenkins only applicable for only AWS cloud or any
Jenkins can be used in any cloud.
cloud platform?
Yes. So any cloud platform it was used. Any cloud platform. You can use in Azure, you can use in GCP, you can use in anything. Okay. Now see here, continuous integration, you guys. Now first, before this one, the continuous integration here, I'm going to be, you people are already having the AWS account, right? So I'll be logged in into this. I'll be showing this installation part. I'll be taking the Amazon Linux 2. T2.micro. Key pair. You need to be create one key pair, guys, here. I'll be creating a key pair. I'll be directly take here PPK file, putty private key. I hope you people are using the SSH tool. How many know about SSH? Putty. You are using, right? Yeah. Right. After that, only Putty or any other SSH tools you are using at workplace. Git Bash. Mobextra? Yeah. Mostly SSH as well as Putty as well as Mobextra majorly we are using, right, at workplace. Yeah. Yeah, VS Code also we can use it. Selecting the security group. Okay, key pair. It's connected only. Why it is not connected this? Okay, we'll be getting to this one here. Now, in this, I'm going to be updating this first. Okay, already updated. Next one, I'm going to be installing the Jenkins on this. Okay, first I'll be adding the Jenkins repo here. Okay, next one. Enabling the Jenkins installation from this one here, we need to be add the key. Installing the Java. Anyone knows this one, guys? What is DNF stands for? Anyone? What is DNF?
Domain name.
Yeah, that is DNF is nothing but it's a yum command only. It's an advanced of the yum command. And the latest Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating systems we are having, they have upgraded to this one. Dandified yum. Yeah. But still it is yum. All these years we are using the yum command only. We are habituated with that. Okay, I'm installing the Jenkins. So after this, now I need to be enabling this Jenkins server. A system CTL enable Jenkins. System CTL status Jenkins. Right. Now here, Jenkins server default is running on the port number 8080. Earlier, we are having the traditional approach and the DevOps approach here, guys. Traditional approach here is the entire source code was built then, and after that, they are going to be testing it. So in that case, locating and fixing the bugs in the event of that means complete source code you are developing, and after that you start testing what happened. If you are getting any bugs in that one, we need to be we need to be search in all those number of lines. So it is a time consuming process earlier. So that is why here its test is get failure if the bugs in that event of the build and test failure was difficult and time consuming, which in turn slows down your software delivery process. But whereas here in the DevOps approach, every commit made it, the source code is built and tested. So instead of checking the entire source code, the developers only need to be focused on the particular commit. Suppose now I have written a CI/CD pipeline which is running absolutely fine till 2:30 p.m. It's working fine. But when I come back and search at 2:45 p.m., my CI/CD pipeline is not working. So then what I have to check? So when I need to be checking the last 15 minutes, which developers have been committed, what kind of changes have been made. I need to be checking the log file. In that log file, I came to know that one. So any new files have been added, I'll be check only those files. I can easily trace out where the bug is. No need to be check the complete code. So the same thing in the DevOps approach, which is helping us to be delivering and releasing the cycles quite frequently. Yes. Traditional way of integration, developers have to be wait till the complete application software is developed and then they'll be getting the test results. But here, every commit made it immediately that will be integrated, developing the artifacts, deploying into the testing server. They'll be getting the test results immediately. Whole process is manual, though here every process is automated. Let's see this one. Okay. Now here we need to be unlocking this Jenkins guys first. Okay, copy this path here. To ensure Jenkins is securely set up by your administrator, a password has been written to the log and this file on the server. That means you need to copy this and here. Get the password. Okay. This. Mhm. Here you mean to say right click? Not necessary, no. Okay. As putty is quite comfortable, right? So just selecting the text, it is already copied. Yeah, the same thing, Linux part, no? I usually work at unable to be connected to Jenkins. Why it is not connecting to the putty? Yeah, huh? Seems network is too slow. So for you, I have you understand, right? What the before DevOps implementation, how we are implementing, I mean, the continuous integration process, how we have speed up the process by implementing this. We'll see if you, the programs we are going to do them. So you'll be writing the pipelines and all this.
Creation of pipelines is different than AWS, right? For Azure.
No, see, in AWS and Azure, they'll be having the plugins. So directly they can able to be use those plugins and without writing the pipelines, you can to some extent because it is having the limitation. Because as AWS as well as Azure, so while writing the CI/CD pipeline, customized one which is not possible. The existing scripts what we have, that pipeline plugins and all these things, right? But writing the pipeline, implementing in the CI/CD service, which is giving you the more efficient results, and it works more effectively when it is compared with other. Though in AWS and Azure, we are having like you're using the plugins like you're writing the CI/CDs and all these things. It makes your work easier, but not much effective when we are writing your own CI/CD pipelines customized as per your project requirement, which makes more effective. But for The complex projects, you have to write your CI/CD pipelines, just best. The small projects and the mid-level projects are there. You can use the CI/CD pipelines of plugins we are using in AWS and Azure. What happened? Security groups is correct only, man. That's not a problem. Otherwise, it won't connect it, no? Not required. So I have opened all the ports. So in the inbound rule, I have opened this. All traffic I have opened, not a problem. Just create your first admin user. Any name you can give it here. Now see here, this is your Jenkins dashboard here. In this Jenkins dashboard, so already the plugins have been, this is how you are going to be installing the Jenkins. So let me do one thing. Already Jenkins server is there. It seems that plugins are not installed properly. So I have already existing Jenkins is there. I'll use this one. Okay, this one. Okay. Stop this instance. I'll be taking here. What kind of a build tools you people are using at workplace? Those are working. Maven or
Maven.
Idle?
Maven.
Maven. Fine. There's some problem with it. So the problem here is whenever you are start and stop the Jenkins server or any EC2 instance, your public IP will be get changed. So here,
Yes.
this public IP, I need to be changed in this one. Once it is get started, I'll show you that. If you want to have the static public IP, what we have to do, right? Elastic IP. In real time, we'll be using the elastic IP only. How many of you people are involving in the Scrum meetings? Scrum methodology people have implementing? మీరు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతున్నారండి? No.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a must one, guys, because in interview they'll be asking the first question, which methodology you people have been using in your last project. If you say, sir, we are using the waterfall methodology, he'll give you a cup of tea and you can leave. We are not using waterfall methodology anymore. We are using the Scrum methodology, Scrum, Kanban. Directly, the DevOps engineer is not directly involving in the Scrum discussions, but he should have that knowledge on this one. What kind of a process, what kind of a Scrum ceremonies they have been using. We are having what are the Scrum ceremonies are there? Sprint planning meeting, daily Scrum meeting, review meeting, retrospective meeting.
The sessions also.
Correct. So do you have any the best practices meeting are happening after the project is completed? Activities are there? Best practices meeting. What they will discuss in that? Right.
Improvements and the drawbacks of the previous projects. What are the changes we need to do in the next project?
Correct. Exactly. Perfect. What went good, how we can able to be enhancing the process. So these are all the things will be discussed. Earlier, before Scrum, after the project, we'll be having this best practices meeting. But after that, before getting into the new project, in between, we are having the 2-3 months. In this 2-3 months, whatever the whatever the points which we discussed in the previous best practices meeting, we almost forgot it. But here it is not that case. The sprint is completed. The next 2 days, we'll be having another sprint. So there is no chances that we might be getting forget it. Okay. Unless and until we are gathering. Now see here, this is your dashboard. So before start working with the Jenkins server, here we have the manage Jenkins server. In this manage Jenkins, we have installed the Java. Okay. Java, Maven, and the Git here. Suppose now here, Maven I have installed already. Right. So this repository I'm going to be using. And this one here, I need to be configure this Jenkins, configure the tools first, which tools we are working on it. So first I need to be configure those. Here I'm using the Java path. I'm going to be set this one here. And the next one I'm using the Git. Default Git is installed. So here we need to be give the executable path of your Git. Next we are having the Maven here. Maven, I'm using this one. Come back to this. If you want to particular version, if you want to install, yes, you can install that one. Or else now currently the default one it is installed. Current any particular version if you want to install, you have to be set the home path.
Sir, can we use Bazel instead of Maven in Jenkins?
Yeah. Before installing that one, we have to be ensure that we have to be installed that that plugin is there in the Jenkins or not. Yes, we can install
Okay,
that.
Bazel is also there.
See, if any third-party plugins are there, suppose now in your Jenkins database, those plugins are not there, which you are searching. Now for that one, what you have to do is you can get into that third-party website, download that plugin and upload that one into your Jenkins database. Yes, you can use it. Or else you can directly, I'll show you that one. So here, this is your available plugins are there. Okay.
Yes.
Any plugin if you want to integrate it. Suppose now if you want to integrate the Kubernetes, integrate with your Docker or integrate with any other containerization tools. Yes, you can search here.
Can you please tell me for Bazel?
Which one? Can you spell that?
Bazel. B-A-Z-E-L.
D-A.
B-A.
B-A-Z.
E-L. E-L.
E-L, no, Bazel.
Yeah.
Bazel is not there in this.
Okay.
So what you have to do is in that case, you have to be get into this advanced settings. Okay. And you can select the plugin. Suppose now you can download that plugin. You can have that Bazel plugin. That third party website is there, Bazel official website. So you can download that plugin into your local system and browse it and upload it. Or else you can directly give that website URL. You can give it and deploy it. Once you deploy that one, it will be visible in the available plugin. And in that available plugin, you can able to be install like this one, and it will you can able to be using that Bazel plugin.
Okay.
Clear?
Thank you, sir.
Right. The next one here we are having these tools and the system. System here we have the global settings, and this is your home directory for your Jenkins. So once you build your new Jenkins jobs, your Jenkins jobs will be located in this location here, where lib and the Jenkins. And this one you can able to be, if you want to change this home directory, yes, you can change that one also. The default Jenkins store all of its data in this directory on the file system, where lib and the Jenkins in this. Next one here we have the executors. Default Jenkins is having the two jobs you can able to be executed simultaneously. Let's now see. Here we have the executions. Build executor status. You can build the jobs simultaneously too. But if your hardware configuration is good, if you want to increase this one, yes, you can do that one as well. Okay. We'll be having the five build executor status. But as of now, I'll go with only two, because if your hardware configuration is good, then we can go for it. Okay. Next one is next year, use this node as much as possible. Mostly will be use this one. Quiet period is 5. That means what is this quiet period is 5 is nothing but when you are build the first job, okay, After 5 seconds, the second job is going to be start executing. Otherwise, what happens sometimes there is a chances that the jobs will be overlapped. To avoiding that one, we are going to be using that 5 milliseconds. The first thing is the sample build job, how we are going to do this one. Before that, let me explain the other things as well. And the important one majorly we are using at workplace. Manage Jenkins. Mostly the DevOps engineer will working on this manage Jenkins mostly. Okay. Now here, security. Now we have anyone can do anything. The first thing is here authorization. Anyone, because Jenkins has been using by your project team members based on that the role you are playing. So the relevant permissions will be allocated to that. So anyone can do anything. What is this anyone can do anything? That means no authorization is performed. Okay, everyone gets a full control of the Jenkins, including the anonymous users who haven't signed in. Suppose now we are all working in a project. You are my project team members. You can also log in into the Jenkins server without signed in. Your people are all having the full control on the Jenkins server. So this is useful in situations where you run Jenkins in the trusted environment. In a trusted environment where the project team members without signing on, he wants to be make any quick changes. Yes, he can do that one. If you are opting this option, anyone can do anything. Next, legacy mode, mostly we are not using. Logged in users can do anything here, guys. That means here in this mode, every logged in users can get the full control on the Jenkins. Full control on the Jenkins. The only user who won't have full control is anonymous user who only gets a read access. Suppose now we are all having, everyone having the Jenkins user credentials are there. And those who have not having the user credentials, if they're accessing the Jenkins server, they are having only read access. They can't make any kind of a changes in the Jenkins jobs. Okay. This mode is useful to force the users to be logged in before making any actions here, taking any actions. That means suppose now I have written one CI/CD pipeline. One of you want to be make some change in that CI/CD pipeline. So if you want to make the same changes in that one, so you have to be forced to be signed in. You need to be signed in into the Jenkins server with your credentials. Then only you are allowed to be make the changes. Otherwise, you are not allowed to be make the changes. Okay. If you make the changes, my CI/CD pipeline has been get break. I can easily identify who made that changes. Correct? I can go to the log file. I can see that one who made that changes and I can easily identify. For that purpose, this option is useful. Okay. So next one, we are having matrix-based security and the project-based matrix security. This one is both the same. And here, for the authenticated users, that any users, what kind of a permissions to be given? Suppose for the testing guys, what kind of a permissions need to be given? Only for the read access as well as view access, we can give it. He can't use any other access. Like that one, based upon the user role, we can able to be providing the relevant permissions to them. Next one is role-based strategy. I'll be explained when we are discussing the Jenkins role. I'll explain. This is a plugin. Okay, as of now, we'll go with logged in users can do anything. Okay. Guys, we'll do one thing. We'll be taking 10 minutes break. Will that be fine? We'll be again at 12:45 we'll be logged in. Okay, we'll be continuing our session.
Yes.
No.
Right. We'll start, guys. Now here, this one, I'll be starting here. The new sample job, how we are going to be build it. So here, build job. Will we have different options in this one here? Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt here.
Hello?
Yeah, I have a doubt, sir. One
Yes,
doubt.
tell me, tell me.
Sir, Maven should be plugin after installation, or it is a default along with Jenkins?
Which one? Which one? I'm not getting it.
Maven.
Maven is we need to be install, not default plugin. We need to be install the plugin that. So I'll tell you because I have already installed plugin. That is why it is displaying.
Okay.
So in the manage Jenkins, I have installed the plugin. For you, if installed, that will be visible in the plugins. Okay. If it is installed, then it will be getting into this install plugin. So here I have already this. See this one. Maven Integration plugin. This one we have to be installed. When you have installed this plugin, then only it will be visible for you like this Maven project. Clear?
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
Now here, I'll be taking the freestyle project. Right. Click on OK. Now here I'm going to be build a job. Sample build job I'm showing you. Okay. So on this one, we have the different tabs. So that here source code management. If you want to use your code repository, you can place it. Default is Git we are having. If you are having, if you, people are using the Bitbucket, you have to be use the Bitbucket plugin need to be installed. Then it will be getting the Bitbucket option over here. Okay, but as of now, I'm not using that. One is the build triggers. Build triggers remotely if you want to remotely if you want to build the jobs. Yes, we can do that one. The master server architecture. In that one and build after projects are built. That means here when having the dependency jobs. Hello, yeah. Now here, dependency jobs, how we are going to be build this one. That means we have the jobs like your after build, then you are going to be deployed and test jobs. We are going to see this one. So where we are going to be using the build after the other projects are get built and build periodically. So I was told you that build periodically every 3 hours. I was told you right in the previous picture. That means every 3 hours we are going to be giving the cron tabs, cron jobs. We can call it as in the Linux. So here we are using this build periodically also. We are going to be specify the time in this one, guys. Now here build hook triggers in the poll SCM. Now, for example, here I'm going to be using this sample build job I'm going to be using as we are using the executing the shell. If we are Jenkins server running on the Windows, you can use this one. But when you are using the Linux, you are using the shell commands here. Okay. Now see, apply. Now here I'm going to be click on this. Job is get built. Now to see the console output, open this. Now here, where lib and the Jenkins. This is your home directory where you're under this workspace. We are having this sample build job has been created. Now if I can check it out here, get into your home directory where lib Jenkins. And here we have the workspace directory is there. Getting into the workspace directory. And here we have the Jenkins jobs are there in this. Okay, your job has been get built, sample build job, just now we created, right? Now we'll see here how we are going to be integrating your code. Git integration here, guys. Suppose now we have this Jenkins job here. The first thing, how we are going to be integrating the code from your GitHub repository and fetching this code into it. Now see here, developers who commit this code into the GitHub repository, Jenkins, where we are going to be, it is going to be triggered and pulling this code by configuring this auto build job here every 3 hours. It is getting connected to this Jenkins GitHub repository and pulling that code, pulling that latest code into the Jenkins and build your artifacts and deploy into the testing server. So here, every 3 hours, we are going to be configuring the jobs here. Let's see this one, how we are going to be integrating this job and build this job. The first thing here, I'm taking this repository. Okay, so taking this repository here and I'll be building this job.
Time is constant for 3 hours or 4 hours is, and we can increase it.
That's what. So 3 hours is not a standard time. It is in our organization, as per our company policy, I have configured that 3 hours. But it is differ from organization to organization. If you join in IBM, it might be 3.5 or 4 hours. If you join in Infosys or Cognizant, it might be 4 or 4.5 hours. Depends on that one. So you will be come to know that one, this induction program, that means for the first 1 week and 10 days, you will come to know that one of the DevOps team guy will be coming and giving you all these details, how they are processing, how they are configuring the jobs, how they are going to be giving this CI/CD number of hours. These are all the things that is going to be, they are going to be mentioned that. In that process, you come to know that. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Now see a Git integration, how we are going to do this one. Git integration job. See guys, while you are building the jobs here, you should not give the space like this one. You will be getting the problem while you are deploying and all these things. Empty space should not be allowed. Okay. You can give the hyphen or underscore, anything you can give it. Not case sensitive. Configure Git integration job. Now see here, this is my repository. I'll be taking this repository project URL and then the source code management. Here you have to give the repository URL. And which branch it is? It is a master branch. Now we need to be check that one from which branch we are fetching that code. So here I'm going to be specify this. Suppose now we are having the different environments are there, right? Different branches we are having. In the real time, we are having the parallel development will be going on. We are having the development, build environment, testing, QA, and the versions we are going to be using. So depends on that versions here, which branch we need to be pull that code, which branch we have to be pull that code. The DevOps engineer should have an idea on this one. So Git commands, Git process, everything having a knowledge on this one. Master branch, I'm going to be, and after that, if I want to build it periodically, okay, here we have the 5-star marks are there. 5-star marks in the sense here you will be having every minute. Every minute, no developer will be commits the code, right? So before this one, whatever the time I need to be changed in here. Time date CTL. This is a different time zone, is there, right? I need to be make the change here. List. Hope you have an idea on Linux commands.
Yes.
Those who don't know, make it as mandatory, guys. Without Linux, your resume will not be get shortlisted. It's a must skill set because We are working on the Linux service. We should know about the Linux environment, how to be get work. Time date CTL set hyphen time zone. And which time zone we are? Asia, Kolkata, right? Now I'll be restarting this server, so the new changes will be get reflected. Repository URL. Master branch fine. Now see here, 5-star marks are there. So when we are getting this 5-star marks here, how we are going to be auto build jobs in this one? We are going to be having the different expressions also we are having on this. Let me show you that. Here we have the first star mark, which is representing here. This is your minute here, guys. Now, if you can see this one here. Okay, we are having the minutes. The first one is minute, second star mark, that means which is representing your hour, 0 to 23. Day of the month, third star mark, 1 to 31st, 31. And fourth one is month, 1 to 12. And the fifth one is the day of the week, 0 to 7, where 0 and 7 are Sundays. Now they have given some expressions here. We have the every 15 minutes we are having we have to be give the expression like this one. And they have given some sample expressions like this one. So based on this one here, how we are going to be giving this expressions, cron tabs we can call it as. Now here we have, if you want to run the job for every 15 minutes, you can give like this one. Every 5 minutes or every 30 minutes, you can go with this one. Next one, if you want to trigger for every 2 hours. Now here we have like this expression you have to, for every 3 hours, you need to be give the expression like this. So based on your requirement, how we have to be process your Jenkins jobs. Okay, as per your organization policy, you have to be give the expression like this one. So here, what I'll do is I'll go with it every 5 minutes, how it is going to be triggered, that I'm going to be show you this one here, guys. Because we can't wait for number of hours in our classroom, right? So that is why what I'll do is I'm going to be giving this expression here every 5 minutes. Now if you can see this one here. Now it is 1, 2. Now it is 1, 7. It is going to be triggered. Now here I'm going to be using this. Automatically it will be get built. Auto build job.
So may I know GitHub repository.
Already I have given repository, right?
I mean, we'll send the request in my repository to you.
Okay. You want me to send this repository?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, okay, no problem. You can use it. I'll give it in the chat box.
Okay.
Ekda? Not this one, no. This one. Chat box. Okay, fine, fine, got it. Next here. I'm going to build this job. Oh, auto build job, no? Okay, so we'll see. See here, 1.7, it is automatically, it is build the job. Clear? Every 5 minutes, it is automatically keep building that jobs here, guys. But in real time, will be every 3 hours, it is automatically fetching that code from the GitHub repository and compiling, build this job here, fine. Now, there are some requirements are there that whenever the developer commits this code into the GitHub repository, need not be wait for 3 hours of time. Immediately, the Jenkins has to be pull that code. Need not be wait for 3 hours. Immediately, whenever the Jenkins has been, the developer commits that code into the GitHub repository, Jenkins has to be pull that code. That is called webhook job configuration, we can call it as. Immediately, it has to be triggered. So there are certain projects are there where the developer continuously commit that code, immediately it has to be triggered and pulling that code. That is called webhook job configuration, we can call it as. The webhook job is which is used to be trigger a build in Jenkins server whenever a developer commits the new code into the GitHub repository. So for that one here, what we need to do is here, I'm going to be taking this webhook job configuration in this. How we are going to do this here? We are going to be configuring this job, the same job GitHub. I'll be taking another job here. I'm going to be configuring this job. A webhook job. You can see this. Now here, under the settings, okay, here I need to be getting to this webhooks. Here, I'm going to be adding the webhook here. Observe carefully here. I'm going to be using this. I'll be taking this repository. This is your main branch. Here it is master. So we need to be change that branch name. Okay. Next one here, I'm going to be adding the webhook, get into the settings for the repository. Up to 20 webhooks you can able to be created for every repository. So click on this webhook here. I'm going to be adding the webhook and the payload URL. Now see here, payload URL, I'm going to be using this. Yeah, that means here, what is the IP address of my Jenkins server? That's okay. Here, what I need to do is yeah, you can use it internally when we are using. Yes, we can do that. We'll be taking this Jenkins URL I'm taking. Copy this. Okay, and I'm going to be selecting the send me everything, not just push event. I would like to be get everything, whatever the changes I made it, the developer make it. I need to be get it notified this one. So send me everything on this one. So here I'm going to be using here application URL encoded and radio button I have used. And after that, select your add webhook. So your webhook is configured. Now in this job configuration, you have to be select this GitHub hook trigger for the Git SCM pooling. What is this? Now, if you can see this one, when Jenkins receives a GitHub push hook, GitHub plugins checks to see whether the hook came from the GitHub repository. That means when selecting this option, this is coming from the relevant repository where your webhook job configuration has been done or not, that it is going to be checked out how you are checked out here, guys, and which matches the Git repository defined in the SCM and the Git section of this job. Fine. Now after this, now I'm not building anything, but I'll make some change in this code. Okay. So directly I'll be changing in this. Suppose now here, I'll be making some change here. Just I'll add some change in this, commit the changes. When I commit this change, immediately it has to be triggered. Now see, when I make that change, immediately it is getting triggered in this one. The job has been get built. Right. Next one, what we will see is here, when we are working with this, any jobs here, it means first, what we will do here, we are going to be compiling your jobs, code compile, next code test, code QA, next code package. This is the list of jobs we have. Okay. The first, what we will do is here, all right. Now see this one. I'm going to be using the Maven plugin. First, what I have to do, I need to be install the Maven plugin. Of course, we have to install the Maven in your Jenkins server and in your Linux server. The first one is here. install the step one is install the Maven integration plugin. Okay, in Jenkins server. Right. After installation of that Maven plugin, then you will be getting here the option is Maven integration. Maven project will be displayed. Now here I have configured this one here code compile. Okay, code compile job. In this code compile job, what we have done is I'm taking the freestyle project. In that freestyle project, I'm going to be using the Maven lifecycle. Okay. Now here we have the Maven lifecycle comprises of the following phases: validating the project is correct and all the necessary information which is available. First, it will check that one. Compiling the source code of the project. Test the compiled source code using the suitable test framework. Package, taking the compiled code and package it in the distributable format. Single deployable file, jar, var, and EAR file. Verifying, running any test case, check the results of the integration test to ensure quality criteria. Like this one, we are having all these test cases. I mean, the lifecycle, Maven lifecycle. Now here what I'll do is I'm going to be configuring the code here. That means compiling your code, taking the repository, GitHub repository URL I'm taking. And after that, repository URL. Then here, if you can see this one, under this build steps, here we have the Maven path we have configured, correct? So here I need to be selecting this Maven. Where we are configuring the Maven? Jenkins. Where? Oh. Where we have to be configuring the any
System.
tools. Yes, tell me.
Manage Jenkins.
Manage Jenkins under the tools. Under the tools. Right. There I have already configured this one here, guys. Okay. I have configured the Maven. So there I have given the name for that one. So it is displaying the same name. Maven. And here I'm going to be using the compile. That means here I'm taking this one, compile. Taking this compile here. And here I'm going to be using echo code compile. Fine. Apply and save it. Now what it will do, if I'm using this one here, build stage. If you can see this one, see the for that one, if it is relevant plugins which are needed for that project to be get executed, it is going to be checking that and downloading those plugins into it, guys. So how many repositories are there in the Maven lifecycle? No. No, not that one. I'm talking about repositories are there. Maven repositories are there in the Maven lifecycle. What are they? Anyone?
Validate compile.
No, man. This is here the build lifecycle made of the phases here in this one, not this one. I'm talking about the repositories. Maven architecture. You people are having an idea. Idea on the?
.m2.
No, I'll tell you. I'll show you that image. See here, we have the three repositories are there. Maven, local repository, a remote repository, and the central repository. When we are installing the Maven, a .m2 directory will be get created in your root drive. Correct? What it is there in the .m2 directory?
All the files downloaded from the central repository stored in the
Remote. Yes, you are correct. See, suppose now you are a developer, you are working on this Maven project. Okay, you are working on the Maven project. What it will do is here, when you are executing the Maven project here, so that project relevant plugins, if it is not available from this Maven local repository, it will be getting connected to this remote repository. So where it consisting of all the Maven plugins. So from here, it will be getting downloading into this local repository and that project will be get executed. Okay. There are certain projects are there where your Maven plugin, when he is executing the Maven plugin, here it is not there. It is getting connected to the remote repository. Even in the remote repository also, we are not having those plugins. So then it will be get connected to the central repository, which is on the web. So repo.maven.apache.org. From here, it is going to be getting downloading into the remote repository. From here, it is going to be get downloading into the local repository. Then it is get executed. So these are the three repositories are there in this one, guys. Okay. Fine. I'll come back to this one here. If those plugins are already downloaded, so that is why if the plugins, those relevant plugins are not available, then it is downloading from the central repository and that project will be get executed. Now here, I have executed this code compile, code compilation has been done. Likewise, here I have used the code test. Okay, here I'm going to be using the code test here. Configure this. Yes, the same thing here. I'm going.
Using Sonar Cube. Here we will use.
Okay, fine. Now see here, guys. In this one, the same GitHub repository I'm going to be using this process, and here I'm going to be using, and this one here under this build steps, here I'm going to be taking this here under this build steps here. Maven target. And what is my goal here? You can see here, test. Now I'm going to be test this one, build this one. Similarly, here I'm going to be taking this. Next one is QA. Observe carefully here. There is a small difference in this one. I'll show you. Configure. Now here, there is no QA option for this one, right? So what you have to do here, if you can see this, QA for Maven. Now we are having the PMDs there. Now we need to be select here PMD colon PMD. So this is going to be creating the quality site report here. So for that one here, I'm going to be using this.
Sonar Cube also we can use for code quality, for checking code quality.
What? Which one?
Sonar Cube.
Yeah, Sonar Cube is quality test code. It is going to do that. So same thing. Sonar Cube also you can use it here. D colon PMD. Now if you can see this one. Because the developer, the QA people, they have to be generate the QA report and they have to be send it to your developers. Now, how they are going to be send this QA report here? This is not the way how they are going to be sending the report, right? So for that one here, what we have to do is we need to be install one plugin called warnings plugin here. This, okay. So where we have to be install that plugin here, and this one. We need to be installed in this manage Jenkins plugins and the warnings plugin so that we can able to be providing them the QA report in a precise way here. Means PMD warnings. Getting into this plugins. And here I have already installed that one. So it is visible in the installed plugin here. You can search with PMD, that means warnings plugin. So collects the compiler warnings of the issues reported by the static analysis tools and the visualize the results here, guys. So this plugin, we need to be installed it. Once your installation has been done, then you are going to be ensuring here. Configure. And under this post build actions here, okay. Under this post build actions, you will be having, once you are installing that plugin, under this post build actions, you will be getting the record compiler warnings and static analysis results. This will be displayed. Select this one. And now here, which tool I am using? PMD. Clicking this, apply and save. See here, it's successful. Now you will be getting PMD warnings. Open this. Here it will be giving you the, based upon the severity of your bug reports, it is going to be giving you the details on this one. Now see here. Okay. Now, if you can observe the packages, files, categories, types, and issues, it will be providing you this one here. Now see, issues, if you can selecting this one, what kind of an issues are there, and this one it will be displayed. Now see here, severity is normal. So here, useless parenthesis we have been used in this contact service.java 62. So here, if you can see this one, unnecessary parenthesis you have been using in this one. So like that, these qualities, even the Sonar Cube also will do the same thing, unnecessary. That means it is going to be validating your code and all this, right? Similarly, here also it is do that. So empty catch block here, unnecessary modifier, like this one, empty catch block. So unused private field, like this one, they'll be providing you the complete in detailed form to the developers. So that QA report will be, QA report has been sent to the developer. Developer is going to be making the necessary changes to resolving these kind of bugs in it. And again, the same process, I'll be committing that code into the GitHub repository. This is how we are using the QA report. Fine. Now, after that, the last one is we are having the code package. The code package, what we will do here is the code package, we are having this command here, package here. Yes. I'm going to be using the same thing. Now, these are all the dependency jobs here, guys. Okay, here, if you can see the Maven and the package command I'm using. Okay, the same thing here. This package command I'm going to be using. What it will do, it is going to be build the artifact here, guys. It is going to be build the artifacts. test cases have been run. Build is success. So here, if you can see this one space, here we have the code packages there. Fine. So now here, all these 4 jobs we have been built. Fine. Now what I'll do is I need to be ensuring that these jobs I need to be configure this one, and I need to be monitor these jobs here one by, that means at one in one single window. How to do this one here? Suppose now here we need to be see the complete process, code compile, code test, code QA, code package. So one complete job, if you want to monitor, you have to be watch the 4 tabs. In the real time, you are not stick to only one job. You are doing the multiple jobs are there. On an average, take an example, 10 jobs you need to be what? You have monitored. One job you need to be monitored, 4 more. Job, you have to be monitored, tabs. Will it be possible? We are not superheroes, right? So to monitor such kind of a jobs is quite difficult. So in that, what we have to do, we have to be make sure that need to be write the pipeline jobs, as well as we are having the pipeline views also there. What are the pipeline views we are having? Declarative and the scripted pipelines, build pipeline views are there. Declarative pipeline views. To installing the declarative pipeline view, we have to install the plugin here. Declarative pipeline here. Suppose now here, manage Jenkins. Plugins. Going to be using this. I need to be monitored from the same, and I'm going to writing the pipeline job here. We have the 2 types of pipelines. We have pipelines jobs are nothing but here sequence of jobs which are chained together. Sequence of jobs we are going to be chained together, and we are going to be write a script to be executing those jobs one after the other. So here we have the declarative pipeline as code is idea to allow everyone to be involving in the DevOps to create and maintain the Jenkins pipeline. Here we have the 2 types of pipelines are there, declarative and the scripted pipelines. So it is declarative pipeline, which is always begins with the word pipeline. Now here you have the script like this one. So here you are going to be writing the script by starting with the pipeline. And for the scripted pipeline, it is going to be start with the node block. Earlier we are using the scripted, but now we are using the declarative. Mostly we are using this one, guys. So here, declarative pipeline, which is relatively a new feature which supports the pipeline as code concept, and it makes your pipeline code easier to read and write. And this code is written in the Jenkins file. We are going to be writing this file in the Jenkins code here, guys. Jenkins file, that means you are going to be writing this Jenkins file and uploading this Jenkins file into your repository. If you can observe here, I have the repositories in my Jenkins file like this one. The repository have this Jenkins file. We can write this one here. You have the scripts. Okay, you are going to be writing the script like this one, pipeline script here. Now observe, and this one, this code is written in the Jenkins file. And while writing the Jenkins file here, be careful. Here you should be giving the initial J should be capital, remaining things is small cases, and which can be checked into the source code management system such as your Git. And Groovy scripting was not typically desirable to all the users. The declarative pipeline was introduced here to offer the simpler and more optioned Groovy syntax. You can be able to use the Groovy syntax here And using the snippet generator, we can easily writing this code. I will show you that one, how to be generating this code, pipeline as code. Now here pipeline, which contains the whole pipeline script here. Agent, which agent defines the machine, which will be handling this pipeline, stages and the steps here. The stages declaring the stages of your pipeline. What are the stages? You are going to be first check out the code from the GitHub repository. Then you are going to be compiling and integrate with your code, testing and deploying your application into the testing server or the Tomcat server. Step small operations inside a particular stage here we are going to be using, right? Now, first example here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this. Here. See guys here, first what you have to do is you can able to be build the jobs here. Pipeline, you can use any agent here. Agent software, that means your master and the slave machines, right? In the slave machines, if you want to execute it, yes, agent software. And sorry, agent node machine IP you have to be used. Agent any. And here I'm going to be using the tools Maven and the stages. First here I'm going to be using the build stage. So here, if you can observe, I'm going to be first check out this code from your GitHub repository. What I'll do in this job here, I'm going to be check out this code here, guys. First, I'm going to be check out this code stages. First, I'm going to be check out the code from the GitHub repository, steps, git URL. So how you are going to be writing this all script here is simply click on this git pipeline syntax here. And here we have the snippet generator is there. Which is help you to be write the pipeline script as code. So what you have to do on this one, here I have the different options we are having in this one, guys. Suppose now here we have the git URL is there. In this git repository URL, if you want to write it, yes, you can do that one. Copy the repository URL, paste it here. Simply, after you're adding master branch and everything, credentials, if you want to add it here, you need to be add the credentials here. Add Jenkins. And Jenkins credentials, you need to be added here. Okay. Now here, okay, provide your GitHub username and password and add it here. Once we did this one here, you will be getting the credentials here, this GitHub credentials. Now generate the script. It is going to be generating the script here, guys. Once it is, the script has been get generated, you are going to be placed it here. This one, git URL, you are going to be use this one. Fine. Next, I need to be compiling your code. So I'm going to be using the stage steps here after the stage. See, this is your main stages tag here. And after that, we are having the stage. And this step is common. First, we are going to be checkouting the code. And after that, we are going to be compiling your code. Then we are going to be test your code. Then QA. So here, earlier individual jobs, we have been made it, right? Now I'm going to be write it in the form of a pipeline script here. So code compiling by developer name, Maven compile, and after that Maven test. And here I'm going to be using the QA. So here if you can see set Maven PMD colon PMD, it is going to be generating the QA reports. Okay. Next here code package, Maven package we have created. Fine. So let's see this one, how it is going to be build this job. Build now. It is start building this one, fifth job. First, it is going to be check out the code from the GitHub repository. After that, it is compiling that code. It makes easy, right? You can see from the single window, right? You can able to see the job where you are going to be getting the jobs have been executed. And if you want to see here, if you can see the logs, you can see here what is happening at this one. Okay. Log files, you can able to be check it. Okay. Now, I have deployed, build the artifact here. Under this one here, Jenkins pipeline job. Jenkins pipeline job. And here it is built. After that, if you can get into your target folder, you have the artifact like address book.war file has been generated. This is your executable file, artifacts. Okay. Now what we will do is, I would like to be deploy my application into Tomcat server or testing server, I can say. So here I'll be taking one testing server. Okay. And after I generating this artifact, I need to be deployed into the testing server. And from that server, I need to be access my application. So for that one, what I did is I have created another instance here, testing server. Okay. Have launched another server, testing server here. And Tomcat server, I'm going to be installing in this one here. Tomcat server, I'm going to be installing this. To make a difference here, I change its color. Server I have installed. So first thing, what we have to do is we have to be installing the Tomcat server. Okay, into this testing server, what I did is once I have been logged in, download the Tomcat server. So how you're going to be downloading this? Just simply search here. Simply you're going to be downloading this. This is your tar file be required for the Linux, right? Simply copy this link and here wget. Got it, guys? After that, we have to be extract this tar zxvf, and here you have to be give this one. It will be extracted into this Tomcat 9 folder like this one. Okay, then the Tomcat server is also running on the port number 8080, but already our Jenkins server is running on the 8080 port number. I'm going to be changing its port number. How to do that one? Here we have the folder like config folder, getting into this config folder, and here we have the server.xml file. Server.xml file. Getting into this one here, and here I have given connector port. Here earlier we are having the 8080. I have changed to 9091 port number. You can give any number. Save after you save this file here. Next one, you have to be when you are going to be getting connected to your Tomcat server manager console, you have to be create the user. So first you have to be getting into Tomcat users.xml file, we need to be getting into it. Okay, here I'm going to be adding the users now. See your role. I'm going to be creating the roles here, manager-GUI, manager-script, manager-status. These are the 3 roles I have created. After that, I'm creating the username, anything you can give it, password. Roles, I'm going to be giving this. We need to be add these roles here, guys. After we did this one, now I'm going to be getting into bin directory, and here you have to be startup.sh. Tomcat server is started. Now what I'll do here, what is the port number we have given? 1991. Correct. So if you are saying this one, you have successfully installed the Tomcat server, right? Now I need to be getting into the server console. Select this one, click on this, and we have given the username and password, right? Tomcat 9. Once I have given this one, then I will be getting into this console. Now here we have the Tomcat version is Tomcat 9 and the JVM version, JVM vendor, OS name, and the OS version here, architecture, host name, and the IP address where we have installed and working on it. Now here list of applications you can see here. Okay. Now observe carefully. I'll be taking this, I'm installing this application into the Tomcat server, guys. Now you can see once I've created the testing server, I'm going to be installing the application into this one here. It's testing server. This is my testing server IP, right? Here I'm going to be deploying my application, and here I'm going to be accessing my application. Let's see this one, how I'm going to be writing the pipeline in this. Here, now here first, check out the code from the GitHub repository, build your artifacts, deploy it into your testing server. Now what I'll do, this is the same repository I'm working on. And here I'm writing the repository here. So see, first what I'll do, clone the code. I'm going to be getting it, clone the code from this one, GitHub credentials here I'm using. Okay, I'm using this GitHub credentials. I was told you just now, the snippet generator, when we are selecting this one, here, selecting your Git. Okay, and here you have to be give the repository URL. And here, this one. Here I have given this one here, right? After that, build the artifacts. Once you are building that means Maven clean and install. So this is the command we have to be used to be compiling your code and build your artifact here. That means Maven clean and install. Then the next stage is deploy your artifact into the testing server. So here we are going to be using the SSH agent here, guys. So what is this SSH agent here? That means you are going to be installing this file. Okay. Now we have to be installing the SSH agent in this one, guys. So in this one, let me show you. here I need to be install the yeah. Now here we have to be installing the SSH agent here, guys. So here, this SSH agent, why we have to be use this one? So to installing your application over the SSH from one Linux server to the another Linux server, we are using this SSH agent here, guys. So here I'm installing that. I have already installed, so it is visible in my install plugin. But for you, it is visible in the available plugins. SSH agent. Okay. This plugin allows you to provide the SSH credentials to build via SSH agent in Jenkins. So this plugin have been get installed, and after that, now here what you are going to do is you are going to be using the SCP command. So after you have been installed this, now here you are going to be using the SCP command here, guys. So SCP command, which is majorly, that means a secure copy protocol, we can call it as. So this is a command which enables the efficient and secure file transfer between the two systems over the network. Okay, more majorly it is using the security shell to be authenticate the systems and encrypting your data. So here what I'll do, SCP, this is your source file, and username @IP at testing server. So here colon destination path where you would like to be copy that. So here what is my source file here? Where lib Jenkins workspace, where my pipeline job 3 is generated. That means here if you can see in this target folder, here we have the okay, here we have this one. Now in this one, we have the target folder, correct? Under this target folder, we are having the address book.war file. Now see the path of this one. What is the path of this? Where lib Jenkins workspace pipeline job 3 testing server target folder. Under this target folder, we are having this war file address book.war file. This is my Java application. Now what I'll do is here, while I'm writing this here, I'm going to be using deploy user, and this one I'm going to be show you in the after you have installed the SSH agent. Okay, after installation of your SSH agent, you will be getting this one. Okay, after installation of this plugin, you will be getting this SSH agent here. You will be getting this, and here I'm going to be adding the user in this one, guys. Okay. Now, if you can observe in this one, SSH username with private key. Select this. Okay. Here I'm going to be using the credentials in this one. So what is that credential I'm going to be using here? It's deploy user. Okay. Here user I'm going to be getting connected EC2. EC2 is you are connected to the remote server with the EC2-user, right? EC2. EC2-user. And here, how you are going to be getting connected? Using the private key, right? So we have the PEM file is there. So if you're, I think you mostly people know that one, how to be work with the PEM file and the PPK file, right? In the AWS. AWS. So this is my key pair here, guys. PEM file. I'll be just open this, and this is my private key. I'll be copy this. And I'm going to be placed it here. And save this. Once I did this one, now I'm going to be generating the script. So this one I'm going to be getting. Okay. This I'm going to be get, and here I'm going to be using the script here, SSH agent deploy user. So this is what I'm going to be selecting, the deploy user. I'm going to be use this one. Fine. After that, SSH here, I'll be increase the size. Now see guys, SCP-O strict. That means here, what I'm going to do it is, where loop Jenkins, what is this key here? What I said, I'm going to be giving the source file. This is my source file where my address book.war file has been generated. That means from your Jenkins server, where my this part, this is the pipeline job I have built it. So when I build this one under this target folder, we have the address book.war file. So I'm going to be copy. This is my source file. I'll be taking this source file here. Okay. I'm taking this source file. When I'm taking the source file here, for example, suppose now notepad, let me open this, and here I'm going to be writing the script. Okay, here I'm going to be using SCP and source file. What is the source file directory here? We have this one. Okay, this is my source file and book.war file. This is the war file I'm going to be copied into my testing server. Okay, now after this, what is the path? What is the path I have given to this one here? Source file. Then I'm going to be using the EC2-user. EC2-user @IP address. What is the IP address here? Which testing server? Copy this. Providing this IP address. Next colon. Where do I need to be? Destination path I need to be copied. Destination path. Where your Tomcat server web apps folder we need to be installed in this one. So here Tomcat server we have. Okay, here we have the web apps folder. So getting into the web apps folder and see the path of it. OPT Tomcat 9 web apps folder. Place this. Now, after this, what I said, when it is getting connected to the remote system here, it should not ask here. Here it is going to, it should not ask this one. That means here SSH-O strict host key checking no. That means we have already given the private key to be getting connected to the EC2 server. So need not be checked. Option I need to be give here -O strict host key checking. Now here that is what I'm mentioning here. Okay. Now after I did this one, testing server, where is the testing server? I picked this one. Apply, save it. Now I'm going to be build this. You can also add the checkout the code, build your application, build your application with the Maven. Already we have seen, right? Those phases also you can able to be placed it here, right? It is deployed successfully, guys. Now see, it is successfully deployed this application here. Okay. Now here, if you can see this one, it is taking this target address book.war file and it is deployed into the web apps folder. Now you can check it out in the web apps folder. Address book.war file is there in the Tomcat server. Now we are going to be accessing this application from this list of applications. Now see here. Now if I click on this one, I need to be see my application now. Yes, I got this address book.war file. I got it. This is how you are going to be deploying your applications using any kind of a changes. That means using this, the stages like what we have, the code compiling stage, testing, QA, as well as the build stage of application package, and deploy it into any remote service. You are going to be using this one, guys. If you want to deploy it into the multiple servers, then you have to use the configuration management tools. What are they? Ansible, Chef, Puppet, SaltStack, like many other. But this is where we are going to be build your artifacts, writing the pipelines, making your work to be get automated. Clear, guys? Any queries?
So what is the successful build number here?
What is one?
And in where you created a pipeline.
Yeah.
Just show me once. Yeah, here. So what is the successful build number is #13, right?
Yes. This one you're talking about, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking something?
Yeah.
That is what. See, this is for you are deploying into the testing server. If you want to deploy it into the multiple servers, then you have to be write the playbook.
Yeah, yes.
Ansible, yes. Multiple servers. If you are writing the multiple SCP command, it becomes clumsy.
Yeah, actually, somewhere I had something that's known host verification strategy. Could you please tell me about that?
What is that?
Known host verification strategy method.
Okay. Fine. Now here. Here. When you're selecting this one here, it will be giving you the SSH-O strict host key checking now. That means when it is getting connected, because already we have given the, while we are creating the Ansible user, this here we have already given the keeper, right? The private key pair already we have given. So for that purpose here, another time SSH when it is getting connected to the remote machine, no need to be check it. When it is getting connected to the testing server, before deploying your application into it, no need to be test that. Check that server. It is because we have already given the key pair in this one. Got it? This key pair we have given, right? While we
Yes.
are configuring this one. So this key pair PEM file I have given this private key. I've
Yeah,
copied
yeah.
this one. So with this one, it is going to be getting connected to your remote machines. So that is where it is says that it is not necessary for you to be again check this. If you are giving this option, it won't take time to be checking and because already we have given that strict host key not to be get checked. So that is why. Hope I'm answering your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're saying something?
Yeah, nothing.
Sure.
That's fine.
You're writing is,
Just a minute.
script.
As offline, one of the person is asking question. I'll be come back to you. Yeah. Yeah. That is what you want to configure in the multiple service. Where in this pipeline? Okay. Here. Okay. Hmm. Here, build with parameters concept. So that is the using the plugins. No, that configurations part. That means I mean to say then multiple. What is your exact requirement there? You want to install the different servers. You want to give the parameters. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Okay. You are using an AWS or Azure? Physical servers only, right? So there we are going to be using the multi-pipeline parameters or parameterized plugins. What is that? No, we have an option like the plugins are there, but very rarely we are using in the real time. The parameterized plugins might be you are talking about because it is giving an option like the number of service IPs you can able to be selected, right? One by one. So then you can able to be executed. So, but what happened here is everywhere you have to be install the plug. I mean, install this Tomcat server and configure it, app service and web service. Then but it is quite difficult. Instead of that one, you can go with the pipeline. That is why the declarative pipeline is more popular because of this flexibility what we have. Using the GUI, what happens at some point of time we are having some limitations there. So we can't. You can internal testing will be done fine. Internal testing will be fine, but when it is getting into this online, the live service if you are working, that won't be work first. Okay. So with this one, we come to an end with our course, guys. Sorry, with our webinar today. I hope this will be useful for you. We'll be sending the recordings for you. And before that, so one of my team member will be coming and explaining about this.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, tell me.
So what do you prefer scripting or some plugins useful? Which scripting do you prefer, sir?
See,
Previously, you show that some tools like tools are scripting.
see, the scripting for the DevOps engineer, the automation scripting is required, like your Groovy scripting, shell scripting, and the YAML scripting. This is must.
Oh.
In that tools we are using the Kubernetes also we are using the scripting, YAML scripting we are using writing the script to make the process to be automated. But that some of the people might be thinking that the programming is must for this DevOps. Programming is must, but programming the point of view is different for you because you people might be thinking some of the people who are very much new I'm talking about for them and they thought that the programming means the Java, .NET, PHP, and all these things need to be learned. No, that is an application developer. The developer is going to be writing the code to develop that application. For them, it is that. But our part is to make the process to be automated. So that process, to learn that one, we require the lower level languages, that is the scripting level languages we required. So those scripts like your Groovy scripting, I've shown you that already. Shell scripting is good, and as well as YAML scripting, YAML and the JSON scripting. But advanced of the JSON scripting is YAML now we are using. So go through these scripting languages. This is very much fine, and you can write the playbooks and all these things using the YAML scripting only, right? So
Yes,
mostly you will go with the script. Scripting language is very easy. You can learn that one. Don't be think like that one. It's in like your APIs like your Java, .NET, Cold Fusion like this. No, it's very easy. Just put some efforts. You can easily make and make a shape up your career in an IT and using this DevOps because even most of the people they are changing their domain into this DevOps because of many advantages in future as well. There is a lot of openings are there down the line. Don't be get panic that sir we are going through some recession, bro. All these things. Yes, IT recession is Every time, every 3-4 years, we'll be getting the recession. I've seen many recession in my career. Don't worry about that one. So you're just equipped with a more skill set, skill up yourself all the time. You will get more options outside. And the next couple of months, yes, by September and October, the situation, the market is getting up. You'll be getting a lot of openings are there. Get ready and equipped with the advanced skill set. Right,
Sir,
guys? Yeah, tell me.
Sir, actually, the pipeline declarative and as well as you know scripted one, both
Yeah.
are same. Both are same.
Both are same. Only the thing is, scripted pipeline earlier we are using. Scripted pipeline only it is replaced with a node.
Yeah, we just change the job titles, the only job titles in that. Right?
That's it. And here we are using the pipeline.
Yeah, and this is same for other projects as well as.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Okay.
Could you share this PDF in group?
Yeah,
WhatsApp group?
I'll send that one. Okay, I'll send that pipeline script PDF to you people, and the recording is also come with you. Come to you.
And sir, yes, and it is master slave. It is in deploying slave or master one.
Deploying, see, we are building the jobs in the master. Jenkins, we are going to be installing the master machine. And but in the slave machines, we are installing the Java, Maven, as well as other tools. In slave machines, we are not installing the Java in Jenkins.
Okay.
Jenkins, where we have installed, that's a master machine. Suppose now my machine is a master machine, your machines is the slave machines. In my machine, the Jenkins, Java, Git, Maven, everything is just get it installed. But in your machines, the Java, Maven, and the Git will be get it installed. And we are going to be establish the communication. That means the node configuration will do that. Node configuration with that one, I'm going to be build the job, but it is the job will be get executed in your slave machines. Got it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Right, yes.
So your good name.
Pardon?
Your good name.
Anil Kumar. Anil Kumar Yam.
Okay, in your group you have your contact number is there.
Yeah, if you want to communicate with me, I'll be share my number, not a problem here. Any further communication if you want, you can communicate with me. Okay. You can communicate with me. And before 5:30, guys, 5:30, I'll be busy with my office work. Morning after 1:30, you can communicate with me. 1:30 to 5, I'll be available to be giving the response back to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you. All the best, and just few 5 minutes, and my colleague will be coming and explaining a few things.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll take just 5 minutes. of your time. All the online participants.
So getting some noise from your side.
All the online participants, can you hear me?
Yes, tell me.
Yes. Just I'll take 5 minutes of your time. So how was the session? Just a quick feedback. Online, offline, everyone. How was the session? Good? How was the
Yeah.
trainer?
Yes, the way of his explanation is very good.
Okay. So first of all, we'll do one thing. All the online and offline, like make the video on once. Okay. So we'll do one action. Okay. Just follow me. Bring your front. Come on, everyone. And pat yourself. Shabashi do khud ko. Why? You have learned a new skill today. Yes. Everyone online will yourself. Shabashi do khud ko. Yes. You learned a new skill today.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have learned about Jenkins, right? So now we have so much tools that we can learn to upskill ourselves. So that's share that post.
So we hope it for further tools like Terraform or Docker and Kubernetes. Mostly we are focusing on Docker and Kubernetes. In future, you are providing some more workshops about this Docker and Kubernetes. Let me know once.
Yes. We will be having like more workshops, and also the next. This is not the next. Okay. So Apple, not eating apple, iPhone wala apple. Why do that iPhones get upgraded? Is it necessary to get new iPhones, new upgraded versions? Why it is necessary? New features, yes?
For more features, getting more features.
So their price, iPhone 12 price, iPhone 13, iPhone, now if more iPhones, their price is decreasing or increasing?
Increasing.
New features, new updates, new price. Same thing with us. If we upgrade ourselves, yes, if we upgrade ourselves, don't you think our salary will increase?
Yes.
Yes. So do we have to upgrade ourselves?
For
Yes, we
getting
have.
more for upgrading more skills, for getting high more salaries.
Yes.
Lot
So
of
like
opportunities.
like iPhones, we also have to upgrade ourselves with new things we have to learn. So we have just come up with a short-term course. Like we have long-term courses in our institute, but this is like short-term course for especially for working professionals, and it is 45 days course. So in that you will be learning a few cloud technologies, cloud tools. We'll be sharing that. We'll be sharing in the screen, and so okay. So in this 45 days course, learning about Linux, shell scripting, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, and Ansible. So this all tools you will be learning. And the fees of this 45 days course is 12,000. But like we have now offer for today, just for today who enroll for this course, you will get that at 1,000. So those who have spent today's Saturday with us, so for them, just we have this offer, 9,000. So you'll be learning, you will be upskilling yourself, and this will definitely help you in your career. You will be different, you will be more like more skilled. You will be more skilled than your colleagues. You will learn, like, you know, the trainer, you saw the teaching. He is awesome. We all believe. And the way he teaches, everyone likes and everyone understands. He will be the trainer for it. It will be 45 days course and you will learn all these things. The market price is still more than that. Like it's for 12,000, but now you will get that at 9,000. And if you register now, like you have to, for registration, just 1,000 you have to pay and you can register. All the online participants also, you can scan and register yourself. And like we will have a limited people in the batch so that everyone can understand. Okay.
If you have the course curriculum, let me share in a group.
Okay, sure. We will share the curriculum. Are the tools we will be learning in that.
So what was the PDF has discussed about today? Could you please share it in the group also? I asked for Anil also.
Yes. All the recordings, your certificates will be mailed as well as shared in the group.
Okay.
It depends on the participants. We are okay with online as well as offline. If all the participants want only online, we can go with online. It's okay with us. Timings depends on the trainer as well as participants because you all are working professionals. So it depends on you. If you want to learn, you can tell to your friends also, like a good environment here. So you can come here as well. Or we can
One of my friend is looking this. I suggest for his change for a domain, but he didn't have any cloud knowledge and DevOps. But mostly you are providing only DevOps tools. Before that, cloud is mandatory.
Yes, we have special basic classes also, like those who don't have technical knowledge related to DevOps or this clouds. We have special 3 months batch where we start from basics to advanced, everything. We have AWS classes, DevOps classes. So for that, you can share your contact number. We will share you the details. We have courses. Even we have like students who are studying here with us, AWS, DevOps.
He is working in IT sector, but he is working in a automotive testing department. So
Okay.
I suggest for to change his domain. He also interested.
Okay, so he can join that 3 months course. That is also online and offline. So he can join that course as well. You share that her or his contact number. We will like give him details.
Okay, when I will discuss, I will tell you. I will share you his contact number.
Okay. So any doubts related to this course that is like 45 days course, and it purely depends on your timing. We will like figure out the timing and the dates of starting, but it will be like upskilling yourself. You will learn a lot. It will be a very good experience. So like it's just for today we are giving this offer, but if you will ask for tomorrow, we will like the price will be 12,000. So decide like today by 6 p.m. you can pay us like 1,000 and register. Just 1,000 you have to pay for registration. Okay. Any doubts related to this, you can ask.
Are you going to give any real-time scenarios for the above courses?
Sorry.
Like, do you teach us with the real-time scenarios, or it's just about the tool, how it functions?
So we'll teach you with real-time examples. The trainer is a real-time expert, so he has that experience. He'll teach you with those examples. That will like it will be like practical learning, not theoretical.
Okay.
You're providing Python also.
Yes, we have Python classes. Okay, let me tell you about something about Kapil IT Skill Hub. So Kapil Hub is a corporate training, and we have Python, Java, digital marketing, AWS, DevOps, cybersecurity. This we have full-time course, 3 months courses. So
Data
if you,
science.
yeah, data science. If you know anyone like who wants to study, then this is like will be a great opportunity for them to study with a real-time expert. And as you were asking related to this course, sir is here, sir will answer.
This one? Okay. The first thing is you should have. Okay. Hello. Yep. The first thing here we can go with this one cloud tools. That is we can go within 45 days of training for this one. So for this one here we have the Linux shell scripting. As I said, we have the tools like this one. But thing is, apart from this one here, completion of this one will be do one project also. So that you'll be having an combination that how we are going to be integrating all these tools to developing a complete project by writing the CI/CD pipelines and along with the writing the playbooks, how we are going to be deploying into your service. These are all the things we'll be seeing in this one. And real-time scenarios we'll be discussing in these tools. Not like a general
This
one.
project we can keep in our resume.
Yeah. Yes, we can keep it. We can keep it that. Any other queries?
No, that's fine.
Right. Thank you.
So as sir is here, so we would like to the session was amazing. So we would have a round of applause. Even reactions, online participants can give their reactions. Thank you so much. The was really amazing. I just took the feedback when you were not there. They were all satisfied. They are very satisfied. So any doubts, we will wait for 2 minutes. Online participants, you can register now because kal kare so aaj kar so abhi. You are thinking you are investing in yourself for your self improvement. So like you can scan it and register yourself because it's just a 1-day deal. Because from tomorrow we have like other people also who will register, then their price will be 12,000. Just for you and for this today, we have at 9,000. And just you have to pay not more 1,000 registration. So you are doing something good for yourself. खुद के लिए अच्छा करने में कर लेना चाहिए, सोचना नहीं चाहिए. Don't think much. It's a good opportunity. Okay. Online participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask. And offline participants will be giving you certificates right now. And we will be mailing you the certificates and the recordings.
ये बहुत अच्छी बात है. Thank you. Thanks for forwarding me. Wonderful session.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you know anyone who wants to do any course, you are welcome in Kapil IT Skill Hub. You can come here at like from 9 to 6. We are here open from Monday to Saturday. You can come here. You can talk to our trainers regarding technologies. If you have any cousins, friends, you can tell us about it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Okay.